appearance here is strictly with regard to ordinance 1903-2024. And it's a continuation of my discussion with the mayor and council that began in October of 2024 and has now continued for the last 12 months or 1 year since I have been protesting the parking on Chestnut Street. However, this is not an anniversary I am celebrating. Rather, I am hoping by this time, based on the number of documented traffic violations I have presented over this last year, combined with the voices expressed by my neighbors directly to the mayor, along now with the abundant parking recently made available to the Chode Church members at Muffson's property on Sundays, that this mayor and council has come to the logical conclusion that it is in everyone's best interest. Now I say everyone, I mean the borough, my neighborhood, and the church. It's in everyone's best interest to restore no parking to Chestnut Street. Now I believe that last month in particular, we had a very fair, open, and productive discussion about the traffic situation on Sunday. So at this 1 year mark, I'm very much interested in hearing what is being done by the mayor and council to bring this issue to a close. However, before we engage in a further discussion, as I do each month, I want to present to you the most recent traffic violations observed since my last appearance. So, first part of the month I wasn't really available, so I didn't get to observe, but the last 2 weekends I was able to. So, on September 28th, 2 weeks, 2 Sundays ago, I observed a car standing in a no parking zone for about 4 minutes, and he was initially, I would say partially blocking the hydrant. So he pulled up, he went past the no parking sign placed by the DPW and entered into the no parking area that surrounds the fire hydrant. And I don't know what the ordinance is for the hydrants in town. I don't know if it's 10 feet either side or whatever, but I'm sure he was in the zone of violation because he was past the sign. And it's hard for me to see from my angle. But I did, and I just watched this video again tonight, he was there for 30 seconds, and then after the first 30 seconds, he pulled up even further. He was clearly blocking a hydrant. Not directly, he was in front of it, but not immediately next to it. At a car's, almost a car's width away from it. But he was blocking it. So, you know, he was there for about 4 minutes doing that, okay? So, that's a violation. I don't care what Mr. Mononfer says, that's a violation. It's not an inconvenience.
Was he parked there, or did he just stop or stand there?
He was there for 4 minutes.
Okay.
It's a violation. Okay. Now, this past Sunday, Exhibit 93. I saw a car pull up in the wrong direction, in the no parking zone. So he was south of the fire hydrant. The driver got out, left the vehicle unoccupied, although at the time I didn't realize that. So after about 5 minutes, I decided to walk down my side of the street and just see if there was a driver there, because if you saw the video, the Chode safety officer, he walked by the vehicle, didn't do anything. At the time, I didn't understand why, but there was nobody in the vehicle. And then, if you watch the video, you hear me talking to people. Those people were my neighbors at 144, okay? And they were there sitting outside, so they told me he had to drive away. I called the PD. So, that's in Exhibit 94. You can see the outcome of that. Police responded. Officer Linus came by, said hello, and issued not one, but 2 summonses to the vehicle. One for parking in a no parking zone, and the other for parking in the wrong direction, besides. If you're interested in seeing the details of it, there's a police report, which kindly gave me the number 2. It's NV-25-06643. This was nerve on the part of the driver. It really was. To park in that direction and be in the no parking zone, it's a violation, Mr. Mononfer. It's a violation. And in addition to Officer Linus, Officers Ed Korn and Angelo Malordo responded, and I believe Officer Malordo was actually stationed inside the building at that time. I'm pretty sure he was there for our month of crowd control, take charge of people inside the building. So the three of them, confirmed all of this. So obviously the police consider it a violation too, this amount. All right, and then there's Exhibit 95. There was a white car that was standing in the no parking zone. He was in front of the fire hydrant. You can watch these videos, please do. See it for yourself. And the funny thing about this one was, this was at 1:08 p.m. So there were actually 3 or 4 legal parking spaces he could have parked in on Chestnut Street. And he just chose to pull right in front of the fire hydrant to make his pickup. Wasn't that nice? So these are the types of abuses that have gone on for the last year. Okay? And I do remember you saying, Mr. Mayor, that you were not dug into this ordinance, and we all agreed we were going to see what happened.
Yep.
And I think I've done a damn good job of producing evidence month after month, week after week.
Agreed. You have.
Thank you.
So what's going on with the parking lot situation there, the new one?
Well, it's actively, I can tell you it's actively being used because there's plenty of cars in there. Actually, what I see now is it seems like there's even a few more safety patrol officers. They are safety, I don't know what they call them, safety patrol officers. They actually station themselves in the lot. I see them walking from the Muffson lot, directing traffic in the lot, because it's not blind, it's not striped.
Yeah.
Right, so they're trying to keep it organized and doing a good job as far as I can tell. And then sometimes there'll be, like I said last month, sometimes there'll be one of their safety patrol officers on Chestnut Street or at the entrance of Muffson's. When the parking is filled up on Chestnut, they'll wave them into that lot. I saw that, not this past Sunday, but other Sundays I've seen them do that. So they clearly have something going on with Muffson, and it made sense to me that they would do this because I know Muffson was looking to lease parking at. He's got a big sign out there to do that. Now Monday through Friday, you see, and
Still nothing on Oak Street.
I'll get to that.
Right.
I'll get to that.
Okay.
But when I drive by, sometimes I'm home on weekdays, I don't see anybody using it a lot. So he seems to be striking out, getting anyone to lease the parking during the week. But he's got a customer on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
is it filled up?
I saw I think
I saw the video. It looks like it looks like they have a fair amount of vehicles in that parking lot.
It's not
Yeah,
full.
and I think by opening up that parking lot, it did ease the amount of flow coming down that street. And the only thing that was kind of disappointing for me personally was when the one car was parking against traffic and got out of their vehicle and actually went inside. And deservingly so, the police gave them, 2 violations. You can't do that. But on the other hand, previous video that you showed us last year, 3 months ago, 6 months ago, there was a lot more traffic. Since they took over that parking lot over the last probably month and a half, I'm guessing, the flow of traffic has been significantly lower. And even the amount of violations going on has been minimized. I mean, I don't know if I'm using the right, the amount of violations have turned down significantly. That's what I've seen when I look at the videos.
I don't know how you can say they've turned down significantly. You're totally reliant on what I can capture. Unless you're there every Sunday.
Yeah,
And I'm not there
but then
every
the other
Sunday.
thing is when I look at your videos, I'm guessing from the point of where you're taking video shots to that fire hydrant, what is that, 60 yards?
Maybe.
Yeah, Yeah, so the amount of distance from your property line to that fire hydrant is pretty significant in my eyes. So when you pull in and out of your own home, it's not something I'm not saying to myself, oh my God, look how much traffic there is in front of your house and that flow, it's gotten better. That's my point. My point is, it's gotten better since they opened up the parking lot.
So you're right in as much as when I first came here, my concern was traffic flow,
Right.
right?
And it was significantly high.
And what it ended up becoming was parking violations, which I kind of wasn't expecting.
Right.
And that's actually disturbed me more now because, especially with the hydrant being blocked, that's bad. That's a
Right.
really bad one, right? But
Yeah.
you know, I want to remind you what Mr. Sokolowski said last week, and I'm so glad we have the live stream so I can quote him verbatim. He said, and you can watch for yourself, "There is no need for additional parking on Chestnut Street. We did it on the premise that they, the church, needed additional parking. If they are using it, meaning Muffson's, they don't need additional parking on Chestnut Street." And that's his words. And I respect Roy a lot. He's been doing this for a long time, probably longer than all of you have done this. And he's pretty fair. So I think you should listen to him. He's got pretty good wisdom, I would say.
Agreed.
And I guess maybe I want to ask the question a little differently to you, Mr. Mayor, than I've asked it before. What's stopping you from removing this parking now?
I think at this point, we have the information that we need. The only change that's really happened now is the new parking lot. So we can kind of see, what the violations are, what the flow is. Really, I mean, so just so you know, it's under consideration to have it, go back to no parking. It's gonna take a couple of months because we have to pass it twice.
I understand.
So probably within the next month, we'll make a decision on it for the next meeting.
I want to add to that, I agree the addition of the Muffson parking was, in my view, a blockbuster. Because, like I said last month, I know you have reservations about taking it away. And I understand that. I know you did it out of concern for the church, right? But you have to look at this holistically, right? There's a neighborhood also involved, right? A tax-paying neighborhood full of your constituents, right? So you have to look at it from the benefit factor, okay? And I think the other thing, and this is what kind of drove me here to begin with, you probably wouldn't even see my face here if it wasn't for this. You know what I've got in my hand here?
The vanilla folder.
Yeah, what's inside of it? These are the resolutions from 2013 and 2014 that were passed by the zoning board at the time. Now, I know you don't consider these legal, and I'll take your word for it, because honestly, I don't have the time or the inclination to challenge you in a court of law. But two of you are running for office next month. And these resolutions were passed by our planning and zoning board, okay? And their wish, more than even a wish, this is like a covenant. If you can't call it an ordinance, it's a covenant between the church, the borough, and my neighborhood. And you know whose name is on here? I just saw it when I was going through here. You know whose name is in here, right? Charlie Amoroso, who you just gave a beautiful plaque to and gave a really nice speech to, and his family was really happy, and I was happy because I know Charlie from all those variance meetings. I thought I was the only one getting barked at. I'm glad to hear I'm not. So, one of the other considerations you should have honestly, Mr. May, and I'm totally serious, you really, if nothing else, you should honor this. You should honor this. Why not honor this for my neighborhood? And really, it's keeping the church honest, too. They signed this. They are a party to this. They are bound by the conditions of this. And now they have the parking they need. And they also have, the other thing is Oak Street. They have Oak Street. More parking than you can offer. All I've been asking for the whole year is to honor this. I don't think it's so difficult. Please, honor this. You heard from my neighbors.
I did.
You know, I wish they would come here, but for reasons, you know, they don't want to. But I'm glad you polled them. I do appreciate that. I still do.
Yeah.
Please do the right thing. Please do the right thing. It's all I'm asking. I just want this to be honored. Do it in memory of Charlie. Any questions for me?
No.
Thank you for listening. Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay. Anyone else from the public? All right, we'll close the public. With that, can we get a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Councilwoman Fernandez, second by Councilwoman McMorrow. All in favor?